Just one more on Marcus, Michael, if you don't mind though. As you mentioned, it's a slight unique situation. I mean, do you feel maybe empathy for him, because it felt like last season he thought his future was at Barcelona? So, for him, I think the fans feel, is he completely committed to Manchester United or not? Because maybe he felt his future was at another club. So, have you had conversations with him just about, being reintegrated at the club, but also maybe just feeling a bit more loved coming back, because he has had 2 loan spells away?
Yeah, I think football throws different directions and throws ups and downs. That's the career. The very, very best of careers have ups and downs, and you've got to manage them through the stage. To have a career for 10 or 15, something even longer, to have it, it's never going to be smooth sailing. And sometimes things work, sometimes they don't work. But you've got to keep moving forward, and you've got to keep what's next, what can be achieved, and if you keep looking back too much, it doesn't do anyone any favours. So I think that's the way we're taking it, and there's no reason otherwise. On a personal level, as a professional level, and what we're trying to do as a group, it's understand where we're at as a group, understand what we've done already, and what we need to do next, and that's individually, and all the players are part of that. I'm a big part of that, and we just keep looking forward. In some ways, it feels a fresh start, with new players coming into the building, new challenges, new things to try and win. It's quite exciting.
Just want to ask you about Kobbie as well, Michael, if you don't mind. I mean, were you surprised not to see him get a minute at the World Cup this summer? And I know you were quite open during your career talking about your experience in 2010 and the long-standing impact that can have on yourself. And I'm not comparing the two experiences, but did you reach out to him maybe after the World Cup? And I imagine you've spoken to him now. He's back, but did you feel for him a little bit this summer?
Yeah, I spoke to him. I spoke to him all the way through the World Cup, little bits, not loads, but little bits. It's challenging, we all see from the outside the glitz, the glamour, all the positive side of football, and players are human beings, and we all are. We have our ups and downs, so it's important that we support each other. And it was a good experience for Kobbie to go there, and he's at a World Cup, so that step to be there is a big step. He's still such a young man, and he's achieved so much so far, so quickly, that to be at the stage he's at is an achievement in its own right. But yeah, for sure, it's frustrating when you want to play and you want to have an impact, and that in itself, if you're not, has its own challenges. But he's come back, and he's been in great spirits this week, and it's nice for him to be home, and looking forward to the new season.
When you look at teams around you, there's been so much change in the Premier League going into the season, whether that's head coaches, significant players leaving those clubs. How much do you think this team can hopefully capitalise on the continuity between yourself, the coaching staff, and as you mentioned, a lot of this squad staying together, and hopefully some players taking a big leap going into the season? Yeah,
there's been change. How much does that affect us in terms of our thinking? Not much really, until we play against somebody. It's more of us trying to get the best out of ourselves, and like I said, start building on what we've already kind of got as a foundation. So that's the encouraging bit, that we've gone through that spell, and probably earned each other's trust in some ways, and players looking at each other and looking at me and the staff, and earning that, and then concentrating, come on, what can we do to be better? And so yeah, my kind of answer is that there's a lot of change, but really it's about us and what we do to maximise what we've got. That's going to make the difference for us.